Never thirsty. Never thirsty.
And so now, obviously, you're acting, and you've shown up in some stuff, including the Tupac movie. I mean, how did that come about?
Woo. Okay, I'll tell you how that came about. As a MC, like, my voice doesn't really remind people of anything. I'm not one of those guys, oh, he sounds like this, he sounds like that. So forever, 100 years of rapping, I only heard 4 times ever that I sounded like any of them. 2 of them are ridiculous because they were like 12-year-old girls that said, you sound like, no, I don't. But I heard Digital Underground or Shock G twice.
The one who put the satin on your panties?
Man, right? And fun fact, if you don't know, Tupac wrote that lyric for Shock.
Did he?
No. Oh, that's
Wow.
Oh my
Wow.
God.
Oh yeah, we got, you know, and Shock admitted it, so I'm not snitching.
Oh, he did?
I mean, just imagine one day to think of Tupac sitting there. I'm Shock G, the one who put the satin in your panties. Yeah, he'll love it.
That's great.
That happened. Yeah, because it's a long. I'll give you the 30-second explanation of that. They had that beat for like 3 years. Sometimes you have a hot beat and you just don't know what to do with it, and they were just sitting on it, riding to it, listening to it, and just hadn't really figured out what to do. It was, by the time it got to Pac, he wanted them on it just to be like, because Shock wrote his raps, but here and there somebody, helps something, and but he wrote his own raps. But Pac wrote a rap for him just like in case, because at that time they was doing so much in production and stuff. He was like, I got a rap for you, and just here, I wrote a rap for you, so I want you on the record, like now, please. I wrote a rap for you, and then Shock took it and just tweaked it and made it his own. But that particular line, Pac wrote that. But yeah, anyway, so back to the thing. So okay, so I heard twice that I sounded like Shock G twice, but then the time that it sealed the deal was my big bro Chop Black, aka King Sonny from the Who Riders, who's responsible for all of this. I was hanging out with him at the time, Shock calling the big ballin', because that's a Who Riders song, but there's one level on that. Like in the beginning, say what?
Oh, no, go ahead. I'm listening.
Oh, you got it. I would say if you listen to that song, in the beginning you hear it's the Who Riders, baby. That's Mr. Taylor. But then the whole song, the hook is just Chop Black, aka King Sonny, which he was going by at the time. Anyways, who's Saphir's younger brother, by the way. But I was gonna say, so he heard my stuff. It's a crazy story, but it's worth hearing. Basically, he called Money B and was like, yo, man, I'm with my man Chris Clark. He sound like a young Shock. Listen, put it to the thing, press, boop, listens back. It's blurry. Like, he's like, let me do it again. Boop. Yo, what up, man? It's Chop. Yo, move my guy over here, man. Who he sound like? Plays my song. Presses 2 to listen back. It's blurry again. Does it a 3rd time. Yo, man, what up? It's Chop. Yo, move my guy, man. Check this song. Tell me he don't sound like Shock. Does it. Presses it back. He did it a 4th time. The 4th time was he finally held the phone back. I'm sitting there the whole time like, he really serious. I really sound like Shock to him. So and he's like as Oakland can be Oakland. So I'm sitting there like, damn. So it just stuck with me. So then fast forward to maybe like when the Biggie movie came out, I was like, yeah, they're gonna make a Tupac movie, and I'm like, they're gonna have to have somebody play Shock. And I'm just like thinking in an idealistic fantasy realm, like imagine if I played him. Then like a few months later, I'm driving in the car and the Humpty Dance comes on the radio. And I had never,
song, by the way,
man, all time. And I had never ever attempted to make my voice sound like Humpty, ever. It's just we all listen to it, and I tell everybody listening to this. Everybody has a secret voice that they can do if you play with your voice. The voice is an instrument. If you play with your voice, you'd be surprised that you could sound exactly like Scrooge McDuck, or you could sound exactly like Gandalf, or whoever. You can do things with your voice if you play with it. So I'm driving, and out of nowhere, I'm like, all right, stop what you're doing, because I sound just like him. Like, oh my goodness gracious, I sound just like this mother stuff. So yeah, so anyways, I caught the voice.
That's incredible, man. That's like, wow.
So I'm like, you feel me? So I'm like, I could do the voice. I'm like, I'm a tall, skinny. So I'm like, okay. Damn, I'm like, maybe I should really. So then, like, I don't know, a few months later, just thinking about it, I'm like, man, I was high one day, right? I called my stepbrother, like, yo, man, I want to film me doing Humpty. because he filmed. I'm like, can I just come through? He's like, yeah. Like totally on a whim, no real preparation. I'm high, just like, you know, I go over there, I'm like, put the camera on. I'm just like, yeah, yo, how y'all doing? Yeah, what's happening? Yeah.
Oh my God.
I just did it. Like, put it together. I had a DVD with of the thing. Long story short, I'm running around trying to figure it out, and I made it happen. So it just literally
you manifested that.
I manifested. I mean, I could give you the full TED talk. We got other things to talk about, but I went into the. I mean, for real. Like, I mean, manifest is the real word. Like, my girl. I just lay this thing on you. My girlfriend at the time, for my birthday, she bought me a Tupac shirt, and I laid it on my ironing board at like an angle, like a weird angle. I woke up one day, I looked at the shirt, and I said, "I'm not moving that mother until I get the part in the movie." I didn't move this Tupac shirt from the side of my, I'm talking about, so when I be ironing my clothes, I'd have to have my pants like hanging over my shoulder and be like ironing at a weird angle. I'm like, I'm not moving the shirt until I'm done the movie. And word is bond, I didn't move it until I came back from filming it. So you can manifest things. You just got, I'm crazy with stuff like that. Like, I'm gonna go in.